What's going on, you guys? Coming back at you again with another one where I'm deeming this classification Operation Meteor. But it was top classified for a hot minute that I was playing like on Untap and stuff. But I made how should I say, the deck profile on Deck Planet so you can see it and whatnot, and I'll probably have it linked back to this video. I'll probably put it down in the description, but let me unclassify what I mean on Meteor. What we basically playing is, here is one of my approaches to take over the world with this Kefla list. A lot of people have been sleeping on this and just downplaying her as the worst surge leader, but more than likely all the surge leaders still better than the regular mono leaders. But that's my opinion though. But without further ado, let's get into this Kefla Surge Operation Meteor and why we call it that. So without further ado, let's get into it. So if you don't know what Kefla Surge is or does, it's a multicolor leader that comprises of blue and yellow for its main functionality, but you can splash other colors in there how you like. But we're going to get into how I took this leader from the set 9 era all the way into the present. So if you don't know, this is a leader that gets his value by playing 2 drops on his front side and Surge Awakening into his backside when it's at 4 or less by putting a yellow and a blue up under it, and then flipping over to the backside where you get a brand new slew of abilities. One of them being able to remove a battle card, and the other one is getting 3 multicolors back from your drop to your hand, which can be battle cards, super combos, extra cards. This is a leader that kind of builds value and replenishes, but the caveat is for those 2 cards you put under to Surge Awaken, that has to be a blue yellow and a blue or yellow, or 2 multicolored blue yellow. You only get to hit these effects twice, because each time you use the effect on the backside, you lose one of the cards you put under your leader to Surge Awaken. So you get 2 effective uses of these effects on the backside. So use them carefully. And if you can, stay on the front side as long as necessary till you set up to maximize the right timing to utilize the backside effects. And that's generally how you play any Surge leader combination. So without further ado, let's get into the deck. I just want to give you that sum up for those that may be new to the game or whatnot, or not know what Surge do. But I'm not going to go over it one by one. We're just going to show you the whole list because that's what a lot of you may be here for. Right. Let me just click off this. Boom. This is my list, and I'm gonna go over it and give you, like, not every card, but just the main play by plays, how I structured it. We got our searchers, which is these 3. This is like the general one from the original U6 package, which still pretty good since it searches everything we need with no energy requirement. This came in slightly after it in the 2nd era of U6, which can either search mod 3 or less, or the fact that it can search a unison is a key in certain builds. This is kind of like the latest dual searcher, and we like this because it has both names, so we can use for our other effects, and it's yellow. Also, it has a cool drop effect that we can use, which is very pivotal in like mitigating uh combo power and pressure or defense. But going on to the next couple of cards. Uh let me just exit out it. Yeah, it's kinda getting glitchy. Here's some more search power and draw power is what we use it. And these like kinda like consider our starters of the deck, these first four cards. And like when not many people play this, but I kind of still like it because one, it's a blocker, and blocker behind your defensive cards are really good, as well as being a searcher. But we made the deck around this card right here, and I say this leads into one of the strongest 7-drops in the game, in my opinion, which is your Kefla Surge of Veracity, which we built the deck around. Or Kefla Surge of Veracity is the leader effect. I mean, Kefla Meteoric Energy, and that's where and why we predecess the name from. Also, your leader plays your 2-drops from your hand without paying energy costs, so you're probably going to get that draw effect or that switch effect, depending on the situation. And this is the boss of the deck, which we don't need 4 copies of it because anything multicolored we can pick back up with our leader effect, which is a really cool kind of recovery ability or aggressive ability if we have to discard it early, which sometimes we do. And this punishes aggression because having the ability to rest your opponent's opponent's energy on their turn can really turn off their turn, and this is what really made yellow strong in the first early, how should I say, block eras, especially the first block era. I think it was or the second block area, because the game came out with, or after the first 3 sets, we went into blocks. This was Infinite Unity. That's what I'm remembering by the IU at the bottom. But I think the second era is my favorite era for the game creatively. The mono era has kind of been meh, but we have our choice to spice it up with however you want to play and build. And then just got some utility cards that resting your opponent's energy is good. Utility recovery piece. And this deck will be in description. Our boss of choice. This has 3 names. Even though Vegito is the main card, but it has the names Zamasu and Kefla in it, so it's pretty searchable. This is another good defensive card, and we don't really need to use our energy earlier. We can use it defensively, and that's how you generally want to play this deck, depending on matchup. But for the most part, we want to use it for its first auto, which you can rest your opponent's energy if you're running a U6 leader, which our leader is a U6 leader, which is important for a lot of our combinations in here. And we have our Kefla super combo. We're supposed to run a 2-2 split. Disregard that for. I forgot because we was trying to make this low as possible, but this is another good defensive piece because having the ability to use super combo at any point in time, given the situation, is really good. And this kind of hampers 2 swings with 1 combo interaction. especially if they undercommit in the beginning. Then we got the usual decent staples. I didn't flood the staples out too much, but also this helps us get to 4 because we got to be at 4 to surge. You can surge awakening at any time, but to use our abilities, we have to be at 4. Then the usual Goku Black, Rose, just for further tapping the opponent out. Annihilation. If you're running yellow, I'll try to fit this in the main or the side. This simply, because this having this on the field can close out the game. Then we got Poutine. If I'm resting cards, I can just play it out my hand just to trigger his ability, and it just stops as an extra hindrance that the opponent got to get over. Mira, the most classic boss in the game, kind of the Reaper of in-game combos, the Reaper of Death on that respect. Because for its special ability, for every card in your warp, it gets plus 5k. So this can get it into insane heights. Really insane heights. Then we got the Realm of Gods. Just the usual staple, Planet Vegeta. Search out whatever card we need, and it's just an extra card, which can come up later in other builds. Our Floodgate of choice. I was thinking about Nimbus, but we run blockers, and blocker behind this means we don't have to waste cards in our hand, because card advantage is important for this color combination. And just the usual defense. Bean. I really want to run more Bean. I might bump Bean up to 4 for that super combo exchange. But Sister Determination, I say this is one of the best, second best, but I still debatably the first best kind of negate in the game, because the only thing that keeps it possibly being second is it's locked to Universe 6 leaders. And I don't mind really strong cards locked to certain archetypes or specific decks. And that's how you kind of balance it out and get diversity in the metagame. Because if you want to play this, you better play U6, which U6 is pretty strong. If you're sleeping on U6, wake up. And then we got this slow poison right here. Frost, it's a classic card for blue yellow. This hits everything under the sun without deflect. And a lot of secret rares don't have deflect, so we can catch them slipping. And we draw a card and retain energy. Really good for situations, secret rares, boss monsters, and other setups. Our Z deck is pretty general. The only other thing I added to this was kind of like a small Kale package for other unique setups. And this, I think this is like the first one you go into if able, because you can add a life, which you want to be down if your opponent, if you're not playing an aggressive deck or a deck that plays the game on the normal curve of attacking your leader regularly. But I was thinking about using the blue one, Mighty Blast, but I think for how this deck operates, and I'm rarely going to use the second active battle, but being able to arrest one of my opponent's battle cards when I launch this off is important. It's like having an extra Zamasu super combo. Which, let me just fix that right now. I'll just do it live and just save it. Boom. Just take that down. and just being up. Let's go. Being able to make more plays on your opponent's turn is pretty essential. Now back to the profile. Uh, Side deck in here for mill and possibly fusion, just to recover your deck size. Vegito, one of the best defensive cards in the game for yellow, and your leader is blue and yellow, so definitely a perfect union. Then if you're facing certain hand destruction decks or certain yellow decks, or since yellow decks running that 8-drop Gogeta, expect to get something discarded from your hand. Also, red plays Topo. If you want to push through Topo, if you know they playing it, you can use this because Topo's gonna make you discard too in order to swing. So if you discarding these, you get to get combo power that plays itself back to the field and you draw, which is very good, very good. Then we got two more peel-offs. Chew on Mind, the Cunning. Really great card. Denies, how should I say, early game combos. Especially you can just play your 2-drop and then just play this and draw a card and just make them get rid of this. Because they have to get rid of it. Because like we're in a Zenkai era where if you're not building up Z energy, you're not really making the plays that forward your progress in this Zenkai format. Koichikai, I think 2 or 3 is pretty standard for your side deck because after turn 3, that's where interaction goes up and we play on our opponent's turns. And Koichikai, starting your turn off by sending this from your drop to the warp, can really make curving out the rest of your turn easier and makes your opponent think twice because if they play anything 20k or less, they have to warp 2 cards from you. And that's a big commitment from the opponent. And for our last one is our spicy tech. If we ever do anything blue yellow, I'm trying to fit this in. Shout out to my boy Sean with an H. Hopefully he can make his return to the game. But this used to be one of his favorite cards when he was running his blue and yellow deck. Cause he's like, oh, you should tell me, I really like this card. This card is really good. Look at what it can do. And it does a variety of things. Deflect, double strike. They can't use counter skills in response to this attack, which this attack is always going through when you attack unisons or battle cards. Also, it's another card that deals with unisons. And like, I think we need more cards like this that has unique effects like this, because I don't think we got enough of them. Because like, unisons living too safe, because we got a lot of people lobbying to save unisons at all costs. I'm like, nah, we need to answer these unisons quickly and as efficiently as possible within every color, not just like 1.5 colors. But this is also not too bad to play out, cause like it's only 2 energy to the active being if your opponent has 2 more energy, and like I doubt they gonna play the game with 1 energy just cause they know you have this card, or might be meta gaming that far into the future. There's only like a few black decks that can just play 1 energy for the rest of the game and just be fine. But not many people play those decks anymore. What's this is my profile. It's Kefla Operation Meteor, where the goal is to drop this and lock out the game. Also, for mention, uh, this is the namesake why I call it Kefla Operation Meteor, because this deck is meteoric. Aegis is like something we haven't leaned into in a long time. And if you don't know what Aegis is, that's the explanation right there. It has a kind of like a helpful like explanation on the card. What this boss monster with barrier usually tends to stick on the field. There's a lot of other cool interactions we get to go into, but probably get some gameplay of this down the line, so it'll give you like some other perspective. But this is like the first of many. Let me know your thoughts on this, cause we're gonna come back to this later and attack it in a whole different direction, cause there is more than one way to run a deck. A lot of ways you can attack and create. But that's all I have for this one. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll catch you on the next one.